Around 2.4% of global CO2 emissions come from aviation. The industry is responsible for around 5% of global warming. According to the UK's Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, a single passenger travelling on a domestic flight in Britain can lead to climate impacts to the equivalent of 254 grams of CO2 for every kilometre they travel. We can't afford to pollute at this rate. The UK government must take steps to curb emissions from aviation. Whereas a flight from London to Glasgow emits 137 kilograms of carbon emissions, taking the train emits just 20 kilograms of carbon emissions. There are a lot of advantages to taking the train instead of flying, so why aren't we all traveling this way? There's one problem: the cost. In simple terms, the aviation industry lobbies and puts pressure on the government. In return, the government subsidizes aviation through tax breaks and other incentives. This can amount to £7 billion in subsidies per year. Because airlines are getting a huge break from the government, they can reduce ticket prices. When ticket prices go down, demand goes up. More demand equals more people flying. On the other hand, the government does not invest nearly the same amount of money in the rail system. Rail infrastructure is expensive to maintain and expand. Thus, ticket prices go up. When ticket prices go up, demand goes down. Less demand equals fewer people taking the train. These policies have been continued by the Conservative government by Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak. But it's time for the government to stop prioritizing airlines over our climate. Introducing Plane to Train UK, a new campaign for clean, equitable travel. So we can do a lot less of this and a lot more of this. We're tackling 4 key policy points. 1. Increase air passenger duty rates. 2. Introduce value-added tax on tickets for domestic flights. 3. Introduce a kerosene tax. And 4. Utilize the money collected from these taxes to subsidize the UK rail system, lowering rail fares and increasing the number of high-speed trains. So how are we going to do this? We're going to use a 3-tier strategy. First, we'll target public perceptions. Using social media, polling, and public awareness campaigns, we'll spread the word about the climate impacts of flying and encourage a shift to train travel once it becomes an affordable option. Next, we'll target influencers. We'll broaden the coalition of sustainable transportation actors by bringing in youth activists and a whole host of likely and unlikely partners. Finally, we'll target the decision makers. Here, we're looking to Parliament to build political will, develop political champions, and ultimately enact policy change. We'll work with supporters like the Labour Party, the Scottish National Party, and the Liberal Democrats. We'll even target environmental conservatives, who can help us split the opposition. We'll meet and discuss our vision with these stakeholders so that when it comes time for the next annual budget, we can finally enjoy green, affordable travel by train.